So all of you who are joining us for this small group discussion about the Asian Institute of Technology and specifically about the School of Management and our high-ranked MBA program. My name is Dr. Roger Levermore. I'm the Dean of the School of Management.
皆さん、ようこそ AIT の説明会にお越しいただきました。特に今回は少人数セッションということで、お一人お一人の方とお話しできるようにデザインをしています。今回は AIT アジア工科大学、特にスクールオフマネジメント経営学部に関しての説明になります。私、彼はですね、学部長のロジャー。で、私、今話をしているのは小寺和輝と申します。今、私自身はですね、DBA という経営学博士課程で学んでいる学生になりまして、タイの方で自動車部品関係の会社の運営をしている、仕事をしながら博士課程で学んでいるという学生になります。
Good. And in English, I'll just say that we are joined today by Kazu-san, who is a DBA student who's joining us to translate into Japanese. And for those that are joining us for the Q&A session after this presentation, he can help answer questions in Japanese as well. Okay, so just a little bit of information about the Asian Institute of Technology. For those who haven't heard about us, we are a fairly old university, 62 years of age. We are a university that focuses on graduate and postgraduate only studies. So we are an English-speaking international university. Our major focus has been on social and economic development, specifically on technology, and we're based in Greater Bangkok and also in Vietnam.
AIT の紹介ですけれども、特徴的なのは日本語で言うと、大学院大学ということで、学部はなくて、学部生はいなくてですね、大学院生および博士課程以降の学生のみの大学になります。バンコクのエリアを中心にしてですね、キャンパス自体はタイとそれからベトナムにございます。
So the two locations that we have, the main headquarters of AIT is in a place 40 kilometers north of Bangkok in lush, beautiful countryside. The School of Management, 2/3 of our students are based in downtown Bangkok, right in the middle of Bangkok. The building that we're based in is actually in the top of this particular PowerPoint slide, next to the largest park in Southeast Asia.
AIT の場所ですけれども、メインキャンパスはパトゥムタニという、バンコクから北へ少し行ったところの郊外ですね、非常に自然のきれいなところですが、にあります。で、一方、スクールオフマネジメント、経営学部はですね、バンコクの中心部、これ、駅でいうとアソークというところになりますが、の、高層ビルの複数フロアに位置しているという形になります。
So just a few bits of information about the school before I move on to the School of Management. There are 3 schools looking at engineering, environmental science, and the School of Management. I'll be showing you a breakdown of the alumni, the 25,000 alumni that have graduated from AIT previously. One of our key strengths that I'll be talking about today is our diversity. But it's very important for me to emphasize that we are a pan-Asian university. Everything we do, our classes, our conversations, our communication is in English.
25,000人の卒業生および100カ国以上のバックグラウンドを持つ学生たちが卒業しているこの AIT ですけれども、やはり特徴的なのは国際大学ということで、すべてのプログラムおよびすべてのコミュニケーション、学内でのすべてのコミュニケーションですね、これが英語ということで、タイにあるからタイの学生が多いというわけではなくてですね、本当にアジア各国からの学生が集って、全員が英語でコミュニケーションをしている。当然ながら授業もすべて英語という形になっています。
And just a quick view of that breakdown. Although we are based primarily in Bangkok, only 27% of our alumni are from Thailand. We have a large amount from Vietnam, but also from South Asia and East Asia as well.
先ほど申し上げた通りですけども、タイにあるからといって、タイ人の方がメインではなくてですね、一番多いのは確かにタイの方ですけれども、引き続いてベトナム、あるいはスリランカですとか、この東アジア、東南アジア全域からの学生が集っているという大学になります。
And one of the reasons that we say we're a highly ranked global and regional university is that in 2021, the MBA was ranked number one in Thailand. Maybe more impressively than that, it's ranked number 14 in Asia. And we're very proud of that ranking because there's lots of MBA programs across Asia in places like Hong Kong, Singapore, of course, in Japan, and in India. So to be highly ranked in Asia is something we're very, very proud of. The university as well has high rankings in areas such as global poverty reduction, where we were ranked number 19 in the world last year by the Times Higher Sustainability ranking. And I guess that's not a surprise given that since 1959, our major focus has been on social and economic development.
これは非常に誇らしいことですけども、今年2021年の MBA ランキング、タイにおいては1位、アジアの中でも14位ということで、アジア圏内、香港、シンガポールですとか、日本、インドを含めてかなりたくさんの MBA プログラムがある中、14位を獲得できたというのは、学部部長ロジャーとしても非常に誇らしい。また、大学全体としても、のグローバル・パバティ・リダクションというエリアにおいては、アジア域内19位というランキングを獲得しております。
So the three schools that I've already mentioned, management, environmental resources development, and engineering and technology. Today, we're focusing on the School of Management. But if anybody's interested in programs in the other two schools, then we're happy to go through and pass on any of your queries to those schools.
基本的には3つの学部から構成をされておりまして、エンジニアリング&テクノロジー、それから環境およびリソースデベロップメントですね、そして我々のいるスクールオフマネジメント経営学部になります。
And these are our thematic areas I pointed out at the start that we're looking at social and economic development. We do that through things like climate change, looking at how smart cities and smart rural communities are developed. We look at food energy, we look at technology, we look at infrastructure across AIT.
AIT 全体として取り組んでいる大きなテーマというのがいくつかあるんですけれども、気候変動ですとか、スマートコミュニティ、それから食料、水等々の資源ですね、あるいはインフラ、そして技術、あるいは政策、社会政策関係といったところになります。
Okay, so now I'm going to turn our attention to the School of Management. And you'll notice in this particular PPT that we have our ranking here for the MBA. Across the School of Management, we have 9 programs, which range from MSc programs such as Business Analytics and Digital Transformation. We actually have 2 MBAs. We have the General MBA with specializations that I'll be talking about soon. We also have an MBA in Business Risk and Resilience, as well as DBA PhD programs. We have over 200 students. 50% of those students come from science, technology, engineering, or math backgrounds. And I think that our strongest points are our location, especially as we have 2/3 of our students in downtown Bangkok campus. I've been at AIT now for 2 years, and I've brought along a network of very strong faculty who often are managing directors of organizations that they're working Monday to Friday, and they contribute by teaching on their programs at the weekends or in the evenings. We also have a lot of flexibility. So the School of Management has long had a relationship with some of the students which they've been based in other countries. And through COVID times, that flexibility has been extended. So we actually have about 30% of our students that are not in Thailand at the moment. They're taking classes by Zoom. So we call this hybrid mode, where they go to a live class, but that live class is via Zoom. And so we have that flexibility. We also have flexibility for people who are working. They can actually join the evening or the weekend courses. And we have value-add activities that I'll be talking about a bit later on, such as our mentoring program And in a few moments' time, I'll be talking about the diversity of our faculty.
我々、MBA とですね、MSc という大きなマスターディグリーがありますけれども、その中に9つのプログラム、例えば MSc の中にはデジタルトランスフォーメーションを特に扱ったものですとか、で MBA の中にもまたいくつかですね、細かく分岐をしてコースが分かれています。もちろん博士課程として DBA および PhD を用意しているという形ですね。で、50% の学生がいずれも科学技術関係のバックグラウンドを持った人たちであるということ。で、スクールオブマネジメントの特徴は先ほどもお話、学部長からありましたけれども、バンコク中心部に、キャンパスがあって、非常にアクセスがいいということですとか、あるいは私自身ももう一つ感じているのは非常にフレキシブルなプログラムで、土日のコースですとか、ウィークデーの夕方のみですとか、その自分の中でね、合った時間帯を選んで科目を選択できるという制度は非常に素晴らしいと思いますし、コロナの環境下でなかなか実際にキャンパスに行けないというシーンが多いんですけれども、Zoom を使ったハイブリッドのクラスというのが一般化して、ほとんどの講義がそういった形で開かれているので、Zoom を使った講義、受講が可能というところも一つ特徴だと思います。
So just an example of some of the faculty that we've got at the School of Management, and you'll see here the flags of those countries as well. We have people from Thailand, of course. We have people from US, India. We have from North Africa. I'm a European with a British or English accent. Then we have people from Australia, Switzerland, France. The person I wanted to highlight on this slide in the top left-hand corner, Dr. Jarani, has just joined us from the world famous MIT from Boston, where she was for 1 year. Now she's come over back to Thailand and she's teaching for us here. We also have people Tom Bain is actually from Bermuda, but next to him, Larry Franklin is a professor who teaches at Stanford University. We also have a lot of interaction with professors from Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, where I was based before I came to AIT. So we're very proud to have people like Larry Franklin involved in the teaching of our programs. Then we have Singaporean, more Australians, Portuguese, South African, from Hong Kong, from Spain, from Finland, and Italy. So in the bottom left-hand corner, Vincenzo Guerreri is a regional director for Canali, which is an Italian fashion brand. He's based in Hong Kong, and he's teaching a course on digital marketing and consumer analytics.
学部の教授陣ですね、これも国旗を見ていただければ分かる通りですけれども、アメリカ、ヨーロッパ、アジア全域、タイの大学だからということで、タイ人の教授がマジョリティということでは全くなくてですね、世界各国からファカルティメンバーが集まっているという非常に多様性に富んだ教授陣だなと、私自身も感じています。
Okay, so the focus now is going to be moving to the MBA program, and I wanted to re-emphasize that this is taught by experienced, respected academic faculty as well as senior executives. So we do try to aim to ensure that the content delivered on the program is industry focused, and we have an average age of 28 for the program. So we have a daytime program and we have an evening program. The evening program is mainly for working professionals who are a little bit older than those on the daytime program. The MBA has a blend of more general knowledge, such as leadership, accounting, marketing, strategy, operations. We have specializations where those that join the 2-year program can specialize in either finance or marketing or change and innovation. So that's an opportunity for those on the 2-year program to take the general big picture for an MBA, but they can go through and narrow down and focus on specific subject areas as well. Every year, we also include and update our courses. So in the last 12 months, we've got new courses on consulting skills, negotiation skills, fintech, big data analytics, change management. And the one that I'm really excited about for the year ahead is Industry 4.0, which 50% of that course is taught away from the classroom in factories, in companies which are implementing Industry 4.0 practices.
はい、MBA のプログラムですけれども、主に学部から直接入ってこられる方、あるいはもう全日で来られる方は、ウィークデーの特に昼間のコースを取られますし、平日、夜間および週末のコース、これはもうプロフェッショナルの方たちになるので、平均年齢が少し高めというところです。でコースの中身は先ほどロジャーが申し上げたようなものがたくさんあるんですけども、特に目玉になっているのがですね、直近で言うとフィンテックですとか、ビッグデータアナリティクスといった、アップトゥデートなトピックがどんどん新しいコースとして、加わっていくというところは一つ AIT の特徴だというふうに私も思います。僕自身も受講しましたけれども、インダストリー4.0、これは非常に、中身の濃い講義、かつ、すぐ仕事にも活かせる内容ということで、今、目玉のプログラムになっています。
Some of the students that we have are also attracted by our dual degree MBA program. What this means is that it's a full-time MBA where students start at AIT and they take 1 year of our program, of our courses, and then they move on to one of our partner universities. So the partner universities we have tend to be in France and Germany, and this slide highlights the high rank of those particular universities in those two countries.
MBA の学生の中にはですね、デュアルディグリーということで、AIT でまず最初の1年を過ごして、その後、提携校ですね、フランスですとか、各国の提携校で学んで、2つの MBA を取得するというような形も可能になっています。
So earlier I was talking about some of the value add on top of the adjunct faculty and the courses that we have. And so these are some of the value add activities that we have for all of the students across the programs at the School of Management. We have over 40 guest speakers a year that come from industry that talk about the subject area that they're an expert in. So that could be in cross-cultural leadership, that could be in digital marketing, that could be in fintech, that could be in cryptocurrency, that could be in a range of different subject areas. And that takes place usually on a Wednesday evening or a Saturday afternoon throughout the year. We also have a new mentorship program that was implemented this year. So this is a trial basis, but we have around about 30 students who are being mentored by some of the executives who are at senior levels. We also have, for those on the 2-year program, a revamped internship program. And we get an increasing amount of students that would like to start up their own business. So in year 2, we encourage them to take a minor in entrepreneurship. So this is a minor that allows you to spend half the time working with people around a specific startup idea, thinking about how you try to get capital for that idea and support for it, and then build up that new business. So that's something we think is quite attractive in the 2-year program.
これはスクールオブマネジメントの、講義直接とは関わらないんですけれども、バリューアデッドということで追加の、コンテンツですかね。で、ゲストスピーカーのセッション、これは私もよく参加してますけれども、水曜とか土曜に、各界の、トップリーダーの人たちですとか、今、業界の中でも最先端を走っているような会社のトップ、ないしはエグゼクティブを招いてのスピーチですね。例えば仮想通貨ですとか、それこそインダストリー 4.0 ですとか、そういった内容。であるいはメンティープログラム、そして3つ目がインターンシップですね。これも用意をしている。でそして最後、これちょっと特徴的ですけど、スタートアップを目指して、資金調達をしていくようなプロセスを疑似的に体感するないしは本当にそういった道に進んでいけるようなアントレプレナーシップのプログラムというのも用意されております。
We also have an exchange program, of course, and this is usually for 1 semester, so 3 or 4 months that takes place. This is an example here of a university which is in France, but we also have a range of exchange partnerships across Asia. So we have them in India, in China, in Taiwan, and Singapore. And the ones in Europe tend to be in France, Germany, and Spain. And around about 10 students a year go away, but we do have space for 20 to 30 exchange places in Asia and in Europe.
交換留学の制度もありまして、ここに写っているのはフランスの大学ですけれども、大体20から30カ所ぐらいですね、アジア、ヨーロッパに提携校があり、そこでの交換留学制度というのが活用できます。
And these are some of the employers where our School of Management students get work after they finish on the MBA and our other programs.
これは卒業生の就職先一覧ですね。
We do get a lot of questions about how far has COVID-19 impacted us at AIT and what contingency measures we've had in place. So we've been very lucky that in Thailand, international students have been allowed into the country. There has been a delay in their visa and getting flights over, but AIT has welcomed over 200 international students in the last 6 to 7 months who have come into Thailand. AIT, I think, is the only university in Thailand that has its own organizational quarantine, so a quarantine facility on the main campus. So students will come in for 2 weeks. They live in that organizational quarantine, which is much cheaper than the hotel quarantine that Bangkok has got. And then after those 2 weeks of quarantine plus 1 week of isolation, they're allowed into the classroom. And we have been teaching for most of the year in person, as well as having people in the class via Zoom. I've said most of the year. Yesterday, that did change, and we'll be teaching via Zoom only for the rest of April because there's been a slight increase of COVID in Bangkok. But for the most of the year, we've actually had people who are in our live classes and others that join via Zoom as well.
コロナウイルスの大学への影響というのは非常に質問の多い内容になるんですけれども、AIT は多分タイで唯一このコロナ禍においてもですね、積極的に海外からの学生を受け入れております。で、特にですね、キャンパス内に隔離施設をきっちりと設けてですね、ホテルでの隔離よりもはるかに安価に安いコストで隔離生活、2週間ですけれども、送ることができる。またビザですとか、そういったものもスムーズです。講義そのものは、もともと先ほど申し上げた通り、ハイブリッド型を昨年から実施をして、もう定着していますので、ちょうど昨日から、先ほどロジャー申し上げた通り、タイの感染状況が少し悪化したことに伴って、4月中は Zoom のみという形になりましたけれども、昨年もですね、ずっと Zoom またはフェイス2フェイスという形で、これ学生本人が選べるような格好で運営をずっとしてきています。
Okay, we're coming to the last few slides now, and I just want to run through some of the requirements if you're interested in applying for the MBA program. So what we look for primarily for the MBA are 2 to 3 things. So number one is seeing your bachelor's level certification, your transcript, and we look for a GPA of at least 2.75 out of 4 or its equivalent to be able to be admitted into the MBA program. We also look for English language proficiency. So we have 3 different tests that we accept. One is IELTS, one is TEFL, and the other one is called the AIT English language test, which is an online test. And it's possible to go through and sign up for that. There's about a 3-week queue at the moment. So only 3 or 4 weeks to be able to go through and take the test. You get the results within 7 days. And it's a 1-hour writing test for the AIT English test. I'll come onto the website for that in a few moments' time. But they're the 2 big things that we look for. For the MBA program, we do like to have at least 90% of our students with good level of work experience. And that means 3 to 10 years of work experience is what we normally look for. Although 10% of the students that join the program have no work experience, especially on the daytime program.
この後の数スライドは出願条件になりますけれども、いくつか条件があります。学部レベルでの卒業成績 GPA2.75、これは 4に対してですね、満点4に対して 2.75。日本の大学の場合、あまりGPA というのが公開されてないケースもありますけれども、GPA 相当という形で計算をして、この基準をクリアしていれば問題ありません。 で、英語ですね。英語のスキルに関しては3つ測定方法を一応挙げてますけれども、どれでも構わない。TOEFL ないしはIELTS でも結構です。それが受験できない場合は、AIT 独自でですね、英語の試験を持っていまして、オンラインで受験できるんですけれども、そのレベルで6以上。で特に、スクールオブマネジメントに関しては、この2つ以外にですね、実際の実務経験、できれば3から10年といったところの実務経験を、入学要件というふうにはしていますが、ただ、10%ぐらいの学生さんは、そのまま実務経験なしで10%ぐらいは入ってきています。主に全日、ウィークデーのコースですね。
And then, as I was just mentioning, these are the details for the online test. So maybe don't pay too much attention to the left-hand side. Some people that are living in Bangkok, they have been offered before COVID, and after COVID, they'll be offered a paper-based test as well. But at the moment, we just have the online test. This is $32 to go through and take, and to register for that, the website at the bottom of this page, www.languages.ait.ac.th, is the place to go to get more information about this test.
先ほど申し上げた英語のテスト、AIT 独自でやっているものの詳細ですね。左側はこれ実際に対面でやるものなのであまり関係ないです。右側がオンラインですね。$32のコストで、こちら先ほど申し上げたURL にアクセスをして、オンラインで受験をする仕組みになっています。
Okay, and we do get asked the question about for those that require financial assistance to come onto our program. So, in terms of US dollars, the MBA, the 2-year MBA program, and we have really 3 versions of the MBA, but the 2-year MBA is around about 30,000 USD to take. And then the 1-year program is closer to 20,000 USD. The flexible program, it depends if you go for the 36 or the 48 credits, but effectively a flexible MBA allows you to double the amount of time it takes to complete the MBA without a big increase in fees. So if you apply for 36 credit MBA, you can do that over 2 years. If you apply for 48 credit MBA, you could take that over 4 years. So we have those 3 versions, 1 year, 2 year, and a flexible that allows you to double the amount of time. But we get people that ask us the question about, is there financial assistance possible? So this is called the AIT Scholarship, and there is availability for August 2021. A lot depends on the strength of your application. Those who are over 2.75 GPA, they tend to get between 20 and 75% of the fees, depending on their background, depending on the country of origin. So that's the type of thing we look for AIT scholarships.
AIT の奨学金に関してですね、MBA のプログラム大きく3つありまして、1年のもの、2年のもの、それからフレキシブルに単位を取っていくタイプのもので、2万ドルから3万ドルというようなコストになりますが、奨学金の制度はもちろんあります。ニーズに応じてというところで、審査の基準はですね、主にやはり学部時代の成績ですとか、実務経験、そういったものと、あとは出身の国ですとか、バックグラウンドによっての審査があります。
Okay, so for those that would like to apply, there's this QR code that takes you to the application form. And just a reminder that what we look for in terms of documentation is academic transcript and evidence of English proficiency.
最後にですね、出願に関してですけれども、こちらの QR コードをスキャンしていただく、ないしはAIT のウェブサイトからのですね、出願をお願いします。
Okay, and that's it for this presentation. So for those of you who are receiving this, you're looking at this online or you received an email with this particular presentation, thank you very much for attending and for listening. And please feel free to go through and send us emails about this, any program you're interested in, whether that's the MBA or other programs. Just a reminder that the MBA itself has 5 different entry points in the year, and that is June, August, October, January, and March. Most of the students attend in August. That's around about 80 to 85% of our students attend at that particular time. But for the MBA program, we do accept people across the year in 5 different intakes.
プレゼンテーションに関してご清聴ありがとうございました。我々ですね、IAT、特にスクールオブマネジメントは、年間5回の入学のチャンスがありまして、主に 80% 以上の学生が8月の学期からジョインをしてくるという形になりますが、いずれにしろどのセメスターからでも参加ができるというプログラムになります。今日は実際に参加いただいた皆様および E メールないしは広告をご覧になってご覧になられた皆様ご清聴いただきましてありがとうございました。